Okay, we're still in chapter 3. We just finished up our campus tour or the exercise with it or your understanding of it. And now, just a slight segue. Let's step away for just a moment and visit a human topic. And this one is called Professor Psychology. And the subtext to this particular section is Professors are people too. And understanding and getting along with the psyche of a professor is something that will be beneficial throughout your semester in college. They have biases, they have likes, they have affiliations, they have all sorts of types of things that encompass what a person would be, including their professional persona. And I would suggest to you that, let me see it here, it's your job to find the frequency at which your professor resonates and reflect to him in your coursework and interaction. The following techniques are useful, but before I go over those, this is not to say to cater to your professor in any way. This is about the course material, understanding where he's coming from, how he presents his information, and how he moves within his academic journey as it applies to you as a student. You could disagree with him in papers. You can challenge him in class. As long as you do it the way a student should do it with a professor, and you support your theories, your thesis, or whatever information you're trying to offer. I've had those types of interactions with some of the toughest professors. Before going into this class, I heard from other people, this guy's, he's terrible, he's hard. I show up, there's probably like 15 people in the class, ends up having maybe 10 in this class by the end of the semester. This type of professor. I had to take his class, and I was not afraid, by the way. And it was always in a self-awareness mind frame and able to support my beliefs. And a professor wouldn't push me off of that. So it turned out to be one of the better experiences I've had at college. Me and this professor debated all the time, and I seriously thought my grade would go down. But at the end of the semester, I scored very well in this very, very tough class. And I think it's because I didn't cater to him, but I did get to know him as a professor. And those two things came together, me interpreting the information, giving back my honest feedback, unabashed, and him, and understanding him as well. So those two things came together for a great experience as a senior in a class that was purported to be one of the toughest for us to take. So it helped me, and I know it will help you. So now let's run down briefly what this list looks like. First thing you're going to do is talk to students who took the class about this professor. That's one of the most famous techniques. I told you about it. We use it all the time. What it's like taking this guy, what it's like taking her, what does she require? Do you have some of the notes from last semester or the test? That's your job. Get ahead, stay ahead. It's legal, it's not cheating. Number 2, prep and participate in class. Because you've already visited this gentleman or lady at their office. You've given yourself a shining stamp of expectation, and now you have to perform. So now you have to keep yourself accountable. You do that by, number 2, prep and participate. So you're ready for class. Number 3 is sit in the same spot so that professor gets used to seeing you there and calling on you. Psychology. I remember we did an experiment to a psychology professor my freshman summer bridge when I was at San Luis Obispo. We all decided to ignore him when he moved to a certain portion of the room. At the end of the experiment, he was standing on the right side of the room most of the time, and we told him, and it was a big laugh. and he had a great time. That being said, sitting in the same spot is kind of similar. It's a psychological thing to let him know that you're consistent. And when he needs you for anything, he's already locked into where your position is in the room. You may be in a room with 10 people, a very small class. However, if you're at a school like UCLA, USC, there are classes with 200 people, 100 people. So this can help you be found or at least recognized. Number 4, be on time and don't miss a day. Obviously, we're human, but this is the rule. Be on time. All the time is the expectation, and never miss a day. I've shown up to classes countless times with a note on the door saying, sorry, I'm not here, but please sign your name so you can get credit or extra credit. I've been to classes right before summer break or Christmas is when I'm recording this last module. And we're supposed to, show up to a class and we all know no one's coming, and I show up and the professor gives extra credit for that semester or next semester or whatever the case might be, or, pushes you over the hump. So that being said, be on time and never miss a day is a rule. It'll accumulate and it will be a legacy for yourself for the rest of your career as a professional. Okay? And the last thing, communicate openly, including emails, and visit during office hours. So these 5 things is what you're going to be doing with your professor to build a rapport. Basically, you're going to be an adult and you're going to react and interact with this person. As such, it will improve your college experience and your grades. So, professor psychology. Professors are people too.